Sometimes, a man's greatest legacy isn't written in history books or carved into monuments. Sometimes, it's written in the quiet tears of strangers, in the heartfelt thanks of those he once forgave, and in the lives he touched with compassion. On August 20, 2025, the world lost such a man. Judge Frank Caprio, America's nicest judge, passed away at the age of 88, after a courageous battle with pancreatic cancer. And on the day of his funeral, Providence, Rhode Island wasn't just saying goodbye to a local hero, the entire world was mourning the loss of kindness itself. The mourning of his funeral was heavy with silence.
Life, beloved by so many.
In life and in his work, he moved so many. Today, the honor.
Streets that once echoed with life were lined with mourners. Ordinary people, young and old, rich and poor, those who had once stood in his courtroom, and those who had only seen him on a screen, gathered shoulder to shoulder. Inside the church, the atmosphere was unlike any courtroom he ever presided over. The wooden casket, adorned with white lilies, symbolized the purity of a man's heart that had guided thousands. Frank Caprio's story wasn't one of privilege. Born to Italian immigrants in 1936, he began life shining shoes to help support his family. Those early struggles shaped the empathy that became the foundation of his character. From shoeshine boy, to teacher, to lawyer, and eventually, to the chief judge of Providence Municipal Court. But what made him legendary wasn't his title. It was how he used it. His courtroom was different. It wasn't a place of fear, but of hope. On his show, Caught in Providence, millions around the world witnessed something rare in justice: mercy. A father worried about paying bills, a struggling mother trying to feed her children, a nervous child brought to court. Judge Caprio didn't just enforce the law, he listened, he understood, and when he could, he forgave. In those moments, his courtroom became more than a legal space, it became a classroom for humanity. At his funeral, his children stood before the crowd. With trembling voices, they spoke not of his fame, but of his love. They recalled Sunday dinners, bedtime stories, and the way he always reminded them to choose kindness first. His grandchildren shared memories of laughter, of games, of lessons that would guide them long after his passing. Leaders, celebrities, and public figures sent messages of respect. But perhaps the most powerful tributes came from ordinary people. A single mother said, "He forgave me when I couldn't afford a ticket. That moment gave me hope to keep going." Another man added, "He made me feel human in a place where I expected only judgment." Social media overflowed with clips of his most touching moments. From Providence to Paris, from New York to New Delhi, millions shared his wisdom. Judge Caprio taught us that justice can be kind. His compassion made the world a better place. He reminded us that forgiveness is strength, not weakness. The world wasn't just mourning a judge. It was mourning a symbol of humanity. As his casket was carried out of the church, the silence broke into applause, a standing ovation for a life lived with purpose. Strangers cried. Families held each other close. And Providence, the city he served with love, said its final goodbye. Though Frank Caprio is gone, his lessons remain. That every person deserves to be heard. That mercy is as powerful as justice. And that kindness is the greatest law of all. Judge Frank Caprio, America's nicest judge. Your Honor, the world thanks you. May you rest in peace.